Chinese leadership here in Beijing has been very clear that it wants patriots to rule Hong Kong. We'll talk about what patriots means, but what's happening here in the capital is the National People's Congress. This is an annual gathering, a political gathering, where legislation is unveiled. It's invariably passed. It's described as a rubber stamp parliament, and that will be the case probably for this legislation. And what they want to do is change Hong Kong's electoral system so that only candidates who are deemed patriotic can stand for election to Hong Kong's parliament, the Legislative Council. Now, we have seen candidates barred from standing in elections before, disqualified because they were deemed not to be able to carry out the offices even before they got there. But this would formalise the process. It would put it at the start, and it would hand a lot more power to Hong Kong's election committee and a lot of reform to that committee. So this does look like Beijing again asserting its control over Hong Kong. Now, the word patriot has been left undefined, and state media here in China is keen to say this is a reasonable requirement for any politician. You see it around the world, the need to take an oath to say that you love your country. Now, the difference, obviously, with China is how the country is defined. In the Chinese constitution, China is defined as a socialist state, and the key characteristic of that socialist state is the leadership of the Chinese Communist Party. So loving one's country, here on the mainland at least, is often taken to mean loving the party. The two are put together, and the question is now whether this will be the case for Hong Kong. And it seems to be that way. A top Hong Kong official who's in charge of these affairs said last month that you cannot say that you are patriotic, but that you do not love the leadership of the Chinese Communist Party or you do not respect it. This does not make sense. So love does seem to be one of the requirements. Beijing, again, showing today, asserting its control once again, that it tends to prefer tough love.